Welcome to the Sucker Punch 100, the third running of the War Events Extreme Enduro. This is one of the toughest, most extreme events on the UK Enduro calendar, and some of the nation's top riders have descended to North Wales to compete in this high-profile event.
Okay, we're up in the Llandrillo Forest near Bala in North Wales, and we're at the third running of the Sucker Punch Extreme Enduro. Today it's called the Sucker Punch 100 because it's a 20-kilometre lap, and the riders have got to do 5 laps to get a gold medal, which is 100k. So 5 laps gold, 4 laps silver, 3 laps bronze. Yeah, there's a superb lineup of expert riders, really good support for the whole event throughout the classes really. Each class is full, there's 130 riders. In that expert class, it's got to be, you'll be looking at the Humphreys brothers, you know, last year's first and second. Wayne Braybrook, no slouch to extreme enduros. He's been one of the world's best extreme enduro riders. Age isn't on his side as much now, but he's still fit. He's still right in there with a chance. Scott Austin goes well in this stuff. Andrew Edwards, Tim Foreman, the Hancocks. That list is a strong expert class, but those riders are the ones that are going to stand out, I think. It's a really gnarly downhill stream. The stream that's always in is in. Yeah. I tell you what, one of the hardest bits is going to be coming up. After you've done the stream, you come up a lane, turn right on yourself to climb back up towards lap scoring. Right, Vile. Yeah. That's vile. But is that the same as last year? Same as last year, but it's gone worse, you know. Yeah. We can't really do anything about it. It's a case of and go, you know.
Yeah, my name's Keenan Hancock, in the expert class today. Come from trials background. Done tough one this year. Erzberg this year. Like the extreme events. It's the extreme stuff. Really like the big banks, streams, rock sections. Yeah, really enjoy that because we've come from trials since we were like 5 years old. Yeah, really enjoy it. No, I was injured last year when my brother came up to do it. So this is the first time. I have no idea, just I know it's proper snotty Welsh woodland and bog and streams. You know, just hoping for a finish really.
But to put an event like this on, obviously, you know, you can't just go and do it if you don't know what you're doing, because it takes years of organising extreme events to finally see what is doable and what isn't, what's achievable, what's taking the mickey for the riders. So the planning starts months ago. Myself and my right-hand man, Alwyn, will come up, we'll ride around on quads, we'll plan a loop, and then the work starts the week before with full days, you know, we're a team up here, 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock every day, getting it ready. Chainsawing, clearing, tape marking. Obviously we're in a forest, so the fire roads need metal pinning in them, you know. The vital thing about running an event like this is course direction marking. If your riders get lost, the event, you almost got to start again. You're going to have to pull them all back to the start because it's not fair. But that's why we go overboard, you know, we've got that many arrows and bits of tape out there. Fingers crossed no one should get lost. So race day, you know, a team of marshals that we have would probably be 25 strong. maybe more today. You know, we've had a lot more volunteers come up because it's a no spectator event, this one. A lot of marshals have offered to come and help, so A, they get to see a bit of spectating, and B, they can help us. But logistics, you know, it's a 5-hour duration today, so everyone's got to be switched on. The rider safety, that they're all going the right way, that we're scoring them correctly. Everyone's got their job to do, even down to the safety marshals on any crossings on the forest road, you know, because the public can still wander in at any time, and we've got to make sure that that doesn't happen, you know, keep it safe.
Obviously it's a lot harder, and we've got to be there. I mean, obviously people are going to get stuck under the bikes and this, that, the other's river crossing, so we've got to be there, make sure that everyone's safe again. It's just like I say, it's just a hell of a lot harder than the Hare and Hounds. It's a lot, I wouldn't say it's a lot slower, but I mean, obviously you've got all the gnarly sections, and it is, you know, people are going to struggle, because that's what, you know, that's what it's about, all extremes. They're, you know, going to be hard as hell, like.
It's been unbelievable, really, because just the way the dates fell, and we've had 2 back-to-back weekends of extreme events. It's still unbelievable because both have been sold out. Both sold out within a couple of days. So it just shows that these people, these riders that want this, doesn't matter if we put 3 back-to-back, they're going to fill them and they're going to do them. But once we get into that October period, that for war events, that's when our extreme season starts, you know, and we're going to run quite a few of them through the winter, and we'll be back with the Tough One's little brother early next year. We've got loads of plans for this kind of niche extreme enduro. It's not so much for the superstars, you know. It's for the novice, the sportsman, the clubman, the veteran, and the lower level experts. They're getting their time now. It's not all about the superstars going around, you know, all abroad, all the big events abroad, and films made of them here, there, and everywhere. This is about grassroots stuff, and these are the ones that we're behind and we're supporting, you know.
We're the title sponsors this year again. Obviously we've done it 2 years now on the trot, and it looks like it's going to be the best one. I'm not too sure who the favourite is, but my money's going to be on Getting winning this year. Owain, his brother, won it last year. He won both the Tough One's little brother and the Sucker Punch last year, and then Getting's already won the Tough One's little brother this year, so I'm going for Getting. The format, it's going to be a total of 100 kilometres in length, 5 laps of 20 kilometres. I'd say the leaders, the front runners, will be finished about 3 hours, and then everybody else, I think they've got 5.5 hours to finish. And then if they do 5 laps, they get the gold award, 4 laps silver, 3 laps it's a bronze. And I'm pretty sure they'll all be pretty tired at the end. I'm pretty sure, knowing the Humphrey brothers, they're brothers, but once they get onto that track together, there's no holds barred. No. So it's got to be a good race. Obviously there's Wayne Braybrook there as well, so you know, Wayne will be in the mix, I'm sure. So it should be a good race.
At 10 o'clock, they've got to sign on, get their bibs, get their number boards, do their licences, get to the start line, quick scrutiny and check. 2 hours will soon be gone, eh? Some of them are tucking into their sausage and egg in their hotels in Bala, we're in the forest like soft buggers.
Yeah, last year I got second, me and my brother. We had quite a bit of a gap, to be honest. But I got stuck and had some problems last year. But this year I think it's going to be a bit different. I reckon racing's going to be a lot closer, mainly due to it's going to be a multi-lap event, not just a 2-lap. I reckon it's going to be a bit easier maybe, but I think it's going to be a longer event. Yeah, it should be good. I'll take the first lap steady, see the lines and see how they develop. And I'll try and push on from the second lap on. Hopefully if my fitness lasts to the end of the race.
Well, I'm hopefully to finish first, to be honest. After last year, I won it from my brother Gethin, and it's a bit different format from last year, so we're doing 5 laps. It's going to take around 2.5 to 3 hours, so I'm hoping it's going to be quite hard and a bit of a challenge. Depends what the going is. If it's quite slow, probably might do it on a full tank, but if not, probably come in after the 3rd lap to feel like just going to go at it flat out basically.
Paul Cunningham, and I've entered the novices. I've been doing motocross, did it for probably about 10 years, from about 2000. Had a break from it, and then decided I was going to get a bike again, and did a bit of green laning. Green laning's okay, but it just doesn't, it's lacking something, so I thought I need a bit more, so I thought I'd have a go at enduro. And I've done three races so far, red days, and just totally love it. It's brilliant. I don't know how I'm going to do, but I've been watching. Obviously, got into had a look at the enduros, and then watched the ones on the telly, Red Bull, Erzberg, things like that. And it's thought, I'd love to have a go at that. And then one of the guys who I know who does enduro, he's I don't know if it was a link. I saw a link or something. And I thought, oh, I wouldn't mind having a go at that. And I initially sent him a message and I just went, 100 kilometres, you're bonkers, you know. But no, I just thought, well, we're only here once, aren't we? Got to have a go of it, make the most of it. It's, I've not a clue how I'm going to do, but I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
So here we are at the start of the Sucker Punch, with over 120 riders making final preparations, warming up the bikes, and they'll be underway in just a few moments. Final instructions being issued to the riders, and any moment now, 5 hours of tough, grueling enduro competition is about to go underway. Our experts are on the start line now. The flag drops and away they go down the fire road for the first time. And this part of the track looks easy. It certainly is compared to the rest of the course. It's certainly going to get a lot tougher very shortly indeed as the next group of riders gets underway. We're going to join Aled Humphreys, one of our riders, to give us an insight into the event.
Yeah, it's Aled Humphreys. I've not raced since March, so but I've been trying to keep myself fit and riding here and there. So yeah, but I like this sort of stuff. This is about the sort of stuff I usually practice on. So I'm hoping to finish and do all right. So keep myself hydrated as best as I can. Maybe sneak in some food or some sweets or something along the way, just to try and keep my energy levels up. Yeah, just try not to go too stupid from the start, so just try and pace myself a little bit.
And so the experts making their way through this really tough uphill section through the forest for the first time, with number 2, Gethin Humphries, leading the way. A bit of a wobble there for Owen Humphries in second place, but he recovers well up on the pegs and make the Husqvarna do all the work with his brother just a few seconds ahead of him. Here are a few of our expert riders near the front of the field, making their way through this really tough section for the first time. Steve Ireland, the promoter, said it was one of the hardest parts of the course. Here's number 7, Ross Hancock, who's currently in 5th place. Meanwhile, some of our clubmen and over 40 riders making their way through for the first time. We're going to speak to Robert Simpson, who's going to give us his thoughts ahead of the event.
Robert Simpson in the clubman. I've been doing the WORs with Steve and the crew for about 3 years now. I've won some championships with Steve, and I just wanted to sort of up the game a little bit and do a bit more extreme stuff, and love it. Can't get enough of it. I'm just going to take my time to start off with and just sort of learn the track, see where I'm going, see where I've got to go, and just literally just take it as it comes. Just try not to sort of push myself too hard at the start, and just take it easy.
So number 12, Tim Foreman, closely followed by number 5, Keelan Hancock. And now this downhill descent, you'll see just how steep it is, deceptively steep. And the rider's really struggling down the hill, locking the back wheel up. You can see just how steep this hill is. Occasionally you'll see the wheels moving there just to make sure they stay in control. And there we see, looks like number 13, that's Rob Rees, running well just outside the top 10. And here's number 15, that's Jack Barwick. He's going to make his way down the hill now. Flying down the hill, looking for his line. Oh, when the front end goes, down he goes. We're going to speak meanwhile, though, to Gary Jenkins.
It's Gary Jenkins, riding at MRS Sherco and riding experts. I come from a trials background mainly. Many years doing that British Championship, so the extreme enduro suit me more than the faster motocross going. Looking for a good result, still down on bike time. I haven't ridden much this year. So just going to get on it, enjoy it and see what happens. There's a few fast boys, so see how it goes. Just keep out of trouble, keep plodding, get a nice rhythm, ride my own race really, not worry about anybody else, and just keep on plodding really, and see where we are at the end of the day.
So in these early stages, it looks like at the moment it's a two-way fight for the lead, with Gethin Humphries there, number 2 on the Husqvarna, going down this tricky downhill section, closely followed by his brother Owen Humphries, and as you can see, just a few seconds separating the top 2 riders. Just a few seconds behind them though. That looks like number 9, Gary Jenkins. He's the rider we spoke to just a few moments ago, taking his time, keeping the momentum going meanwhile though, picking his way over those rocks, following his way down towards a very difficult stream section in just a few moments time. And this looks like number 4. He's currently in 4th place, and that's Wayne Braybrook, one of the more established riders on the extreme enduro scene. And we took a few moments to speak to Wayne before the event.
Wayne Braybrook, riding in the expert class at the 2015 Sucker Punch. My background is extreme enduro and trials. Obviously done time card enduros over the years. Just really looking forward to riding the Sucker Punch. Never done it before, heard a lot about it, and just really looking forward to coming out and having a blast with all my friends. Yeah, just go as fast as I can over the 5 laps, you know. I mean, it's everybody has their own game plan, and for me it's just a case of just try and stay smooth and keep out of trouble and just enjoy it, just have fun. If you have fun, usually the result happens anyway, so yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. You can't discount anybody in competition, and I never do, you know. I tend to focus on what I'm doing rather than everybody else. You can't change what other people are doing, but obviously if I do my job right, then hopefully we won't be far off at the finish. Anywhere in the top 5 would be good news for me. I'd be more than happy with that.
So we said about the stream section a few moments ago, and you can see just how tough it is as the leaders make their way down for the first time. And it still looks to me like number 2, the Husqvarna of Gethin Humphries, leading the way, with Owen Humphries right on his tail. But at the moment it really is a battle between rider and the elements. Oh, as Gethin Humphries drops the machine, although Owen Humphries won't be able to go anywhere because this is a single track area of the course. No mud there, just pure rocks, and you can see the rear wheels spinning away as it looks like Gethin Humphries, that is of course, the race leader, pushes his way through and gets back on the bike. Down the hill he goes and gives his brother Owen Humphries a faceful of Welsh water. Now this looks like number 4. Now it appears to me that Wayne Braybrook has now moved into 3rd place. Braybrook paddling his way over the rocks, really staying smooth, letting the bike do all the work. And this, I would say, one of the hardest parts of the course. Very little grip indeed, and any kind of a mistake will be punished by those really sharp, jagged rocks. A few bumps and bruises perhaps for some more of the riders in the midfield. And there's number 9, Gary Jenkins. Now he's dropped to 4th place, but he's still running strongly. Just struggles to grip there. The back wheel of the Sherco spinning away. But he's kept the engine running, sends the water flying. But this really is, you might almost say, trials riding almost from these riders at the moment. These leading experts do have the advantage, of course, of a clean track in front of them. The riders further down the field are perhaps getting caught up in each other, and it's certainly going to be a lot more difficult for them as they make their way around for the first time. We're looking further back down the field now at some of the novice and the clubman riders. This 2-line section here, one rider has a bit of painful there for him, but keeps going away. Can't quite tell that rider is on the KTM, but paddling his way through the ruts and some of the tree roots there as well in this forestry section. Some more of our novice riders coming through now as that looked a bit painful there for number 113. Now I think that's Craig Stubbings, one of our novice riders. And of course with the expert riders, of course, looking for victory. For some of these novice riders, really is a case of just keeping going and surviving the sucker punch. And it looks like Craig Stubbings, oh dear, he's in the mud now, and Stubbings in a bit of trouble on this first lap, but gets the bike picked up again. I'm sure he'll be back into the action a little bit later on. Looking back into the woodland section now is some of our expert riders making their way towards that stream section that we just saw a few moments ago. These experts dropping off the pace slightly of our leading experts, but still running strongly at the head of the pack and with a clean track in front of them. And again, you can see already the section's looking very difficult indeed for some of the riders. One rider takes a tumble there. We're just trying to see who that, the experts believe that is, it's gone down. And now, of course, the problems start for the riders behind him because they can't go anywhere. They're going to have to wait for that rider to get back underway. There's number 18, possibly, Alid Humphreys. Alid Price also in the pack as well. So the rider that went down there, that's number 18, Alid Humphreys. And now we see, this looks like number 43, Dean Waters, one of our clubman riders, not looking quite as comfortable on that downhill section as some of the expert counterparts. And as you can see, Waters can't go anywhere because he's got some of his rivals in front of him. The riders here going towards the downhill section for the first time, and the heartbeats, the adrenaline will be racing because this is the first time they've seen this downhill section. The marshal there obviously slowing the riders down, making sure they don't pile in there and land on top of each other. Jumping back now though towards the expert riders and all, even the experts, they're struggling through this stream section. Just goes to demonstrate how tough the stream section is. As one rider again takes a nasty tumble there straight onto the rocks, although luckily he's okay. The body armour and protective gear doing its job there for the rider who gets back on the bike. We will have more sucker punch action after the break. So Gethin Humphreys leads the way in the sucker punch, approaching 2 hours now, and already the experts battling for the lead, but towards the midfield and near the back of the field as well. Some of these riders really are struggling at the moment. It really is becoming a battle of survival, and these volunteers and marshals who Steve Ireland talked about earlier, they really are coming into their element now to help these riders physically get round the course, because you can see just how tricky it is. And for most of these riders towards the back of the field, it really is just going to be a case of completing the event. Now we see number 119 Peter Urquhart and 101 Mark Lampkin. As Lampkin takes a tumble. Now we're going to speak to Andrew Edwards, one of our leading riders, to give his thoughts ahead of the event.
My name's Andrew Edwards, and today I'm in the expert class. Yeah, today I'm in the expert class in the sucker punch, and really I'm here to have a good day's fun. I've been riding British Championship Enduro for 20 years now, so I'm not as fit as I was, but hopefully I can still give some of the young guns a run for their money today.
So now approaching the 2 hour mark with Owen Humphreys charging away in second place, trying to catch up with Gethin Humphreys. Really is keeping the pressure on, and there we see once again Owen Humphreys making his way up towards the finish line. And there on the clock, 2 hours and 5 minutes is urged on by Steve Ireland. Ireland telling him that his brother is not too far behind him. The marshal there just making sure the numbers are clean for the lap scorers as Steve Ireland urges the riders on. And of course the leader's going into the final lap. As you can see there, the steely determination of number 70, Andrew Keats, in the over 40s. He's currently in around 66th position. Oh, and a problem there for number 5. Oh, Keelan Hancock takes a tumble, but gets back on the bike and back into the action. These expert riders heading towards their final lap now, so it really is becoming crunch time for the experts as we see, bit of a leap there for number 92, Roy Broomfield. Gets the power down on Scavana, stuck momentarily, but another rider stuck there. Looks like Gary Jenkins, one of our experts, in trouble. He wants to get back on the bike. And of course, one of the popular classes here is the over 40 class, so we spoke to one of the riders, Rob Parry.
Rob Parry, over 40s, very average rider, but love the sport. I've been doing it for 2.5 years. I'm in the over 40s because I am over 40. Extreme Enduro is just a good Sunday challenge, really. You know, it's challenging your life. It's something you don't think about. You can't think about anything else apart from getting over that log or that tree and that rock. So I just love it. It's a bit different from my office job in the week, so gets me out and about. It's good. No, none before this. It was just, I did a little bit of speedway when I was a kid, when I was 15, 16, but done nothing since. So I'm 42 now, so midlife crisis time, get myself an enduro bike. I did last year's sucker punch, managed to qualify, did the race in the afternoon. I nearly did finish 1 lap, so today the target is just to do 1 lap, maybe 2, maybe 3, we'll see how we get on.
So now as you move on to the final lap of the sucker punch, you can see just how tough the conditions are, and it really is becoming a battle of survival for our midfield runners. The line's getting more and more treacherous and gnarly, and now this section leading down towards the stream section, and we see number 32 there, that's Liam Nicklin, currently running well in the clubman class. Here's number 78, Adrian Evans. Now he's not too far behind Andrew Keats, the rider we saw cross the line earlier in the over 40s class. Evans paddling his way down the hill towards the stream section, and just behind him, a lap down from Evans, this looks like number 34, that's Dan Phillips in the clubman class. He's currently on his 3rd and final lap. But again, you can see it really is just a case of survival, picking his way through the ruts, over the rocks, and just staying upright and out of trouble. Back down on the stream section now for the final time. And this looks like number 36, Nelson Buckland. You can see the rear wheel of the KTM spinning away on the rocks there. Hardly any grip on this tricky stream section. I'm sure these riders will be glad to see that for the final time. Just behind Buckland there, we see number 23, that's Richard Baxter. Had his way through, a bit of a wobble there for Baxter, but he keeps the engine running. It looks like he's just taking a moment there to go for the roll-off, get some clear vision, and he's going to set back out on his way. Just behind there from Richard Baxter, looks like number 102, Oliver Fortune. He was stuck on the hill earlier, but he's running strongly. He's currently in 52nd position and 3rd in the sportsman class, so good showing there from Oliver Fortune. One rider, a bit of trouble there, looks like number 76, Sefton Ingram. Takes a moment, he's got number 106, Dave Hanley, behind him, who's currently running in 41st place and leading the sportsman class. So here comes Ingram down the stream for the final time. Oh, down he goes there. Ingram, well, he's okay. He shakes a head there. He's going to get back into the action. We're going to speak to Mark Varley.
Mark Varley, sportsman class. I've had a few years riding in sportsman now, about 3 years, to working my way up the class really. I've had a bad season this year. Broke my scaphoid in my wrist, so that put me back a bit. But I've been working my way up, finishing 5th in some races and that, and thought I'd come back here again this year and give the sucker punch a go. So as I didn't finish it last year, just steady away, just take my time, you know, just make sure I finish it really. So that's the only reason, well, the only way I think really.
You join us back on track here at the Sucker Punch, and although the experts are approaching their final lap, these riders out on course at the moment have still got at least an hour's worth of riding in front of them, as we see number 76 Sefton Ingram go through there, looking defiant as he goes up the hill back towards one of the toughest parts of the course, the really tricky uphill climb where the riders really are battling away. And you can see here just how difficult this uphill section is. As we said before, one of the toughest parts of the course, and this really is very much a scramble against the elements. The mud flying as the riders do battle against the conditions. And you'll see the marshals there out on course doing their part to keep the riders moving. We see number 1, 2, 3 there, that's Paul Zeiss, who I believe is one of our novice riders. He's running quite strong at the moment, just outside the top 100. But just looking at these conditions, it really is very tough indeed. And as we said, of course, these riders have still got at least an hour's worth of riding in front of them. Still a long way to go, as our volunteers working hard as well to make sure these riders stay out of trouble as much as possible. We're going to join one of our riders, Josh Bealby.
Josh Bealby, sportsman. Well, I've done a few now, but I suppose it's just laugh at game. I love it. Love putting myself to edge, and yeah. But I had a few bad seasons. Broke my leg, broke my arm, collarbone, blah blah blah. So yeah, this time I'm going to go for a win. If in doubt, flat out.
So we go back to the uphill section here, and these tree roots really becoming a real test for the riders now. Scrambling the way through. Looked like Wayne Braybrook possibly in the background lapping some of the slower riders. But now really is becoming a battle with the volunteers once again out on track, helping the riders to keep going as much as possible. This, of course, a real test for both man and machine. Rider fitness being pushed to the limits. Now here we see number 104, Paul Thomas, in the sportsman class, making it up the hill with grim determination, but down he goes. He's okay though, and nonetheless, he's back into action, I'm sure. Number 13, Rob Rees, that's one of our front runners, currently in 12th place, with a spot of bother there, stuck momentarily. But the marshals get him back on track and underway. We're going to speak to Scott Austin, who gave us his thoughts ahead of the race.
Scott Austin, riding expert, just to finish the 5 laps really, that's all I want to do. I haven't rode a bike for 9 months, I've been on this bike twice, so chuck myself in at deep end really, so a finish, 5 lap finish would be good. All of them really, I haven't really set my sights on battling with anyone or anything today, just to get round.
Now this looks like number 104, Paul Thomas, who we saw earlier come to grief on the uphill section. He's just manhandling the bike down into the stream section. Gets back on the bike and away he goes and gives his rival a faceful of the Welsh water. Now these riders ranging from the novice class, sportsman, clubman and the over 40s riders, they've still got plenty of on-track action to go. But up at the front, Gethin Humphreys leads from Owen Humphreys, Wayne Braybrook, Keelan Hancock, Ross Hancock also well placed. We're going to speak to Brian Till.
Yeah, Brian Till. I've only been riding 2 years really. I always messed about on bikes when I was a kid, but I used to do a little bit of trials and mess about, and then just got into doing a little bit of enduro. Started doing just herding hounds, and then started on the harder stuff, and then yeah, I enjoy it, so just keep going with it. Go as quick as I can, but I hopefully not fall off. But see what happens. Could go well, it could go bad. You never know till you're out there on the day, do you? It's just one of those things.
We now go back to the stream section, and riders queuing up as they battle their way down the brook for the final time. Looking very difficult indeed. The riders' skill and bike control being pushed to the absolute limit here as they look just to stay upright. And we zoom in now on number 50, that's Sam Skirm, who's in the clubman class, running strongly near the front. He's currently in 24th position. As one rider goes down, let's see who that is. I think that's number 51, Billy Mullen, one of our clubman riders, who's just inside the top 40. Mullen goes down, but he's okay, and gets back on the bike into the action as we head towards the closing stages of the Sucker Punch. Mullen there just trying to paddle his way across the rocks, keep the momentum going as much as he can, and of course to stay upright, because some of those hidden rocks there, they're quite jagged, and they could cause problems for the riders. As number 49, Lenny Tidd, goes down, and Lenny Tidd closing up at the moment on Vinnie Mullen, but goes down momentarily. Gethin and Owen Humphries are still leading the way. Join us after the break as we see who takes victory. Welcome back to the Sucker Punch here in the depths of the North Wales countryside, where Steve Ireland and the War Events crew really have set out a tough, demanding circuit. But of course the scenery is the last thing on these riders' minds. It's all about survival in these closing stages. Gethin Humphries leads the way from Owen Humphries at the front of the pack, but further down here are some of our sportsmen and clubman riders. They're just battling their way around to make sure they complete the course, looking to get round within the 5-hour time limit. And you can see just how tough things are. It really is becoming something of a battle as the marshals and the helpers out there making sure the riders stay on track, and they're really getting involved in it at this stage. Well, of course, the riders really do need a helping hand where they can. As one rider gets some instruction to the best line, and that guy there, I don't think he's nearly as dirty as some of the riders. Really looking very tough at this stage. But up at the front here, we see number 2 there. That's Gethin Humphries leading his way as he closes in on victory. He's led for pretty much the entire event, and we're looking down the hill there, looking to see where number 1, his brother Owen Humphries, is on the Husqvarna. And let's have a look. I think that's him there, just coming up to the corner now. You'll see the number 1, as there he goes. He squares the turn off. He's got to get past these slower riders up the hill, and you can see even in these closing stages, absolutely flying round the course. Owen Humphries still in second place and not giving things up. We look here at number 83, that's Aidan Ferrell in the midfield at the moment, paddling his way down towards that stream section we saw just a few moments ago. And this rider, this is Mark Varley, who we spoke to earlier. He's currently in 75th position in the sportsman class, as some of our expert riders closing up on Varley to lap him in these closing stages. Really is becoming a battle of survival. Number 90, Thomas Bradshaw, front wheel tucks in and down he goes. Oh, a nasty tumble there for Bradshaw. Looks like Mike Smith goes to help him out because he's still in a bit of pain, stuck under the bike. But up at the front here, looks like had a late change at the front, because there's number 1, and it looks like he's taken the win, so it's a race win for Owen Humphries.
Yeah. Good lad.
Oh yeah, one more.
Got the checkered flag in it.
Get it in there, ready? 1, 2, 3. Ace.
Excellent. Mate, some performance that today. The pit stop area was unbelievable. Mate, please don't be with you. Absolutely awesome out there. Excuse my language, camera. Awesome. Get him to share the bloody money with you, the prize money, yeah? The bugger's got both gloves now, right and left. Yeah. Go and put, at least he brothers won, eh? Nobody else. Good lad.
He got a good start. I think I was second. Managed to get the lead. Gethin past me somewhere in the first lap. I just couldn't pass him. I passed him a couple of times, but he was riding well. Down that stream in the first lap was so slippery with all the rocks and moss, but after that it was getting quite easy to go down it. Yeah, just about in the end, just last hill, managed to get it. I went right and he went left. So had to go in, top job from Steve Ireland and the team again. Good track.
Yeah, I had a decent start. I worked my way to first, but I made a little mistake of going past me. To be honest, we were back and forth through the whole race. I can't actually remember how many times we passed each other. I was leading on the last lap right up until the last hill there. Just took a silly line, to be honest, and messed my whole rhythm, and Owen got past. Yeah, he's beat me twice now, so can't let it happen again.
So, late drama in the Sucker Punch as Owen Humphries snatched the win from Gethin Humphries, virtually within sight of the checkered flag after well over 2.5 hours of racing. As 1:11 there, Keith Jones, I think he's had enough. He'll be glad when it's all over. The race still going on though for many of our midfield riders in the novice, clubman, and even some of the experts still out there as well. Meanwhile, Wayne Braybrook brings it home, number 4. He's going to finish in 3rd place.
I seen you in the first lap go underwater. I thought, oh no one told you to go right. You could have got out there. You're like the old dog, yeah, mate. Them two, they're on a different fitness. Mate, Wayne Braybrook, 46 years of age, still bang on it.
Yeah, didn't have a very good start, but with these long races, it's not really that important to get a mega start. I had a problem in the stream section on the first lap. I went into a big waterhole and drowned the bike, so I had to bail her out a little bit. But got going and thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a tough event. Couldn't hang on to Gethin and Owen Humphries. They were both on a mission today. I can't live with that sort of pace, but more than happy to take 3rd place. Cracking event. This is why I started riding enduros.
So the top 3 have finished, but they can afford to relax. Still plenty of action here with our remaining riders still trying to make their way back to the finish. Some of these riders out on the track for up to 5 hours, and you can really see just how much of a toll it's taking on these competitors, looking very difficult indeed on this uphill section. Steve Ireland, of course, told us this was one of the hardest parts of the course, and you can see what he means, because the riders really are starting to get quite exhausted at this stage as the marshals help them around the course. You can see the big group of riders at the top there. Some of the experts already finished the race.
Started off alright. Dropped it, following the Welsh boys in through the bog. Dropped it, fell off, used up some energy. The 2nd lap, got into it a bit. 3rd lap was alright. 4th lap, my brother caught me. I thought that was it then. I managed to just overtake him again on the last lap and just hold it together up the last hill.
And these riders now making their way down the stream for the final time, and I'm sure they'll be glad to conquer this difficult stream section for the final time. One of the slowest, hardest parts of the course, and we have rush hour traffic here at the Sucker Punch as the riders queue up to make their way through these rocks. Let's speak to Ross Hancock.
The bike didn't start properly coming off the line. It's long straight down here. So I thought I'd just take it easy coming down there. Didn't want to have no accident before I started. Came into the woods, seen the top riders a bit further ahead. Tried to catch them, but fell off in the woods like. So just thought I'd better settle it off a bit. And yeah, settled into a rhythm. 2nd lap, could push then. Got a rhythm going. Didn't really feel like I'd done a lot wrong, but yeah, as I say, caught my brother on the 4th lap. Thought I'd had him, and then I made a mistake. He caught me. So yeah, there it is. He's coming in front of me. But awesome day, really pleased. So yeah, thank you to Steve Ireland for a good event.
Thank you very much. Well done, mate. I would say, where's Charlie Frost overall? Expert 6th.
Decent.
Good ride, mate. Good ride.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy it.
Really good.
Rideable but tough.
More flowing than last year, but like you said, tough.
The 5 laps it had to be.
So let's have a look at our overall winners. Owen Humphries took the expert win from Gethin Humphries and Wayne Braybrook. The clubman class saw Nathan Bull take the win from Fred Adams, Danny Thomas in 3rd. In the over 40s, it was Mick Bone from Ross Hall and Chris Green. The sportsman class saw Dave Hanley take the win from Scott Booth and Oliver Fortune in 3rd. Whilst in the novices, it was Thomas Mahoney from Darren Kendall and Craig Taylor. Congratulations to Owen Humphries, and let's speak to some of our finishers.
My name's Ross Hall, I'm in Expert Vets. Not very good really. I think I was 4th or 5th off the start. My electric start didn't work quite well. I think I got up to about 3rd and then binded in the first bit of brash. So I was back to last. So I had to fight through the field. I think I got up to about 4th again and then got buried in a bit of a bog. Passed by about 10 people. But I'd like to thank Gary Morley, one of my competitors as it happens, who helped drag me out. If it hadn't been for him, I'd have probably still been there. I pushed on quite hard, really hard, as hard as I could, hoping to try and catch sight of somebody, you know, my competitors, but I never saw anybody until I think on the last lap. I got into a bit of a tangle with Chris Green. We passed each other a couple of times. I got past him again in the brash. He passed me in the river section, and I managed to get past him again to take second place, so I'm really happy.
Totally not what I expected. It was a lot harder, but every minute of it's great. I think Steve's done a good job there of you've got to get the right mix, because there's lads like me, first time out, but there's the top lads as well. They don't want it too easy, but we want to be able to get round as well, so no, it was great. I've done two laps, I've got my medal, chuffed to pieces. It was I can definitely recommend it to anyone.
Well, it's been absolutely fantastic. It's been really rideable, achievable, hard enduro. Extreme enduro at its best, I'd say. Still going on in the background, as you can hear. Those hardy riders have got another 40 minutes to finish, but all the winners are through and stuff. Wayne and Gethin Humphreys, fantastic today. Wayne Braybrook, solid third, brilliant ride. What can you say about the Humphreys brothers? They're just like machines, especially in this kind of going. But everyone has crossed the line to me to get these finishers' medals. They've all said one of the best events they've ever done. So that again ticks the boxes for me and the lads, the organisers. Another brilliant day. The novices, sportsmen, clubmen and veteran, the lower classes today, some of them on first time doing it, as you say, they've been fantastic, and they've been here with an hour and a half to go. Will I do it? Can I get another lap? Can I get higher up the medals? They all show commitment and determination to want to go and do another lap. You can't knock any of them. Brilliant, proper hard enduro riders.
This show is dedicated to the memory of Ross Hall, who since his programme was recorded, sadly passed away.